supposed to write this as an algebraic expression, right? The simple interest earned on a principal. What does principal mean? Does anybody know what that means?
Oh, I thought it was a person. Yeah, me too.
It means starting amount.
So,
Like if you go to the bank and put money into an account, everybody understands what interest is.
yeah.
Banks pay you so they can do stuff with your money, and they make money because they get higher interest rates with what they do, or they do different things. Anyway, so it means the starting amount of $300 at an annual interest rate of X% the simple interest earned on a principal of $300 at an annual interest rate of X%. So if, for example, you had $20 and you knew the interest rate was 20%, how do you figure out how much interest you got?
Find a percent of it.
You find the percent. How do you find the percent of it? So if I said if you had $100 and you wanted 20% of $100, how much would that be?
Multiply 100 by
0.20, right? So this isn't written totally the best way, but the idea is you have $300 and it says the simple interest rate earned on principal of $300. So starting amount is $300 at an annual interest rate of X%. So times what? You could say times like point X, right? It's kind of sloppy, but the idea is they're going to say like 19%. What do you multiply if it's 19%?
Oh,
0.19. So another way you could say this is X over what? How do you go from 19 to 0.19? What do you divide by?
10.
10 moves to the decimal place 1 over. How many times do you need to move it over? 100. And this has to be less than or equal to what? $72. Now, just in terms of a reality check, everybody, is it very realistic to earn $72 in a year on interest? No, not at all. If anybody ever advertises to you they have a bank account that can earn you $72 in a year on $300, you say, no, you don't. You don't. Mainly because do this for me. Figure out if you wanted to figure out what X is, how would you figure out what X is? Well, what's 300 divided by 100? 3. So you have 3x is less than or equal to 72, right? So x is less than or equal to 72 over 3. What's 72 divided by 3? 20.
7.
Good, 24. It's okay. Are you ever going to find an account that earns 24% interest? Just say no. It's not going to happen. You have 95 votes, and how much does the other person have? 120. To win this election, you have to have more votes than that person, correct? So whatever this side is, you have to be greater than. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
You have to add something to 95. Okay. So what do you know? You know that you're going to have votes for you. X's represent the number of students who will vote for you. So 95 plus X is the number of students that will vote for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so the question is, if X students vote for you, how many students vote for the other person? Okay, there are 45 votes total, and X of them go to you. So how many go to the other person?
L.
Okay, L, you can think about it that way, but think about this. If 45 votes are out there and 5 go to me, how many go to you?
40.
40. How did you get 40?
45 minus X.
45 minus... So you could write it as two variables, but you know that L is equal to 45 minus what? X. So what do you know? You can take this, plug it in for L, and what do you end up with? 95 plus X has to be greater than what? 120 plus 45 minus X. Because what does X represent? X is the number of students who vote for you. So how many students vote for the other person? 45 minus X. This is the number of votes for opponent. What's one assumption this problem is making about voting? How many people are running? Yeah, and it's also making the assumption that everybody's voting, right? Does everybody vote?
No.
We already brought this up once in class. American eligible voters in national elections, I think it was like 52% last time. It's like 100 million people didn't vote that could have. It's pretty amazing. So the next question is, what is the smallest value of X that is a solution to this inequality? So you just now have to solve 95 plus X is greater than 120 plus 45 minus X. If I want to solve this, what's a good thing to do first? What? So how do I even it out? What's a good first step, Jacob? No. Let's solve this. This is algebra. So tell me, I can add things to both sides. I can divide. I can subtract. What should I do, Aiden? Subtract 95? Okay, we can subtract 95. So X is going to be greater than, what's 100? That's okay. 25 plus 45 minus x. Sure. Now what should I do? What should I do to both sides? Let's focus on this side. What could I do to that side to simplify?
Oh, do the bring x to the other side.
Sure. How do I bring x to the other side?
Add.
So add x to both sides, and what do I end up with? 2x is greater than 25 plus 45. Now what do I do? Add 25 and 45. So 2x is greater than 70. So x is greater than? No, x is greater than 35. So what's the so if he gets 35 votes, let's look at this here. If he gets 35 votes, what's 35 plus 95? What's 35 plus 95? 130, right? If I got 35 votes, hold on, how many are left for him? 10 are left for him, right? What's 10 plus 120? Not a trick question. What is 10 plus 120? The bell rang. That doesn't mean anything about the end of class. Class ends when I say it does. So if it ended 130, 130, would you win?
No.
So what's the minimum number of votes he needs? He needs 36. Homework will be in the notes.